Hi, in this video, we are going to go through some of the questions that is from the P3 pre-assessment paper, and I will handpick some of the questions that I think most students will have some problem on. So let's begin. So the question here we have, I will be moving down to questions that are that has more common mistakes here. So I think the first few questions are still quite easy. I'll start with question 4 as the first question that I'll do with steps. So most of our students, they have problem with this because with the number here, we have 8 kg and then minus away 4 kg and then 110 gram. So some students, they will have problem with the remainder here. So what I will want to highlight here is that we can have 8. We will do this two first. We will take the 8 kg minus away the 4 kg first. And then what we will get here is basically we will have the 4 kg left here. And then we will still have the minus 110 gram. So in case like this, right, I'll suggest that since the answer here is given in a bigger number, so all these are actually in gram. So we need to know how to convert our kg to gram, which in this case, it should be equals to 4,000 gram. So 4,000 gram minus away 110 gram should give us 3,890 gram. So therefore, our answer for this one is equal to number 1. So moving down, we have the next question. Here, I think it's the same one. And then we have this question, which is requires some understanding and some imagination for question 6. The area of the figure is made up of unit square. So unit square, so in this case means we take each side here, we take each of this side here as, okay, let me take the color. So each of the side here, you should get 1 unit. So that's what they mean when it's unit square. So to find area, basically 1 square will be equals to 1 unit times 1 unit, which means we'll get 1 unit square. That's what they mean here. And then we have 4 square here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then what we need to do is we need to imagine this as our 5th square, because these two add together will give us 5. And then these two together is our 6th square. And then these two together is our 7th square. So total we actually have 7 square. So 7 times 7, 1 unit square is equals to 7 unit square. So answer for this one is also number 1. And then moving forward, we're going to move to the next question that some students actually have problem with. So I'm going to go to fraction questions. I realize that most students actually have more problem with the fractions question here. So this question here, they are asking for what is the fraction of the figure shaded. So we're going to count how many of the same shapes are there here. So in this case, if we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 here, so my denominator will be 8 here. And then after that, our total is always equals to the denominator here. So this is here is always our total. So the next thing that we need here is this part here. We are given, we want to find the shaded. So shaded, we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the on top one is always what the question want. In this case, is shaded, the question requirement. So most students actually get confused over this. And then we have 5 here. So our answer is basically straightforward. It's number 1. And then I'm going to move down. And then maybe we can find more difficult questions from here. So question 15 and question 14. So I'll start with 14 here. 14, the question actually say here that they are asking for how many minutes are there in 1 hour and 45 minutes. So we need to know 1 hour is equals to 60 minutes. And then we have a total minute here. Total minute, we want to find 1 hour plus 45 minutes, right? And then we realize that 1 hour is equals to 60 minutes because of this one here. And then we plus back 45 minutes. The total time we have here is 105 minutes. So if you look at here, the answer is number 1 again in this case. So the next one, which is question 15, the total value of 9.50 cents. So we're going to move and then see that here is 9.50 cents. So 50 cents, so means 9 times 50 cents. What we have here is $4.50. And then we have a 10 $5 notes. So 10 times $5 note. So we will get $50 here. So the total amount here will be equals to, okay, for students who are actually not familiar with decimal first, I suggest to actually put in the 0 at the back in order to know how to arrange number properly. So we should arrange the decimal under the decimal. So in this case, my 50 cents should be here and then 4 here. And then we add, because I see some of the students actually doing steps such as taking 50 and then you have 4 plus 50 like that. So this is no, cannot do that. So the correct way is to follow the blue one we have here and then we add. So the cents, 0 plus 0 cents, we have 0, 0 plus 5 cents, we get 50. And then 0 plus 4, we get 4 here. And then we have $45.50. Our answer is number 2 for this. For those that do this, please learn that you cannot place the value in the wrong place and then add. And then it will result in the answer to get wrong. So the next question, we have question 16. 16, I think it is quite easy if it is possible to actually read the graph correctly and don't make any careless. So let's start with looking at the graph first. So the graph here, we can see that here should be, this is in between 6 and 8. So for cases of in between 6 and 8, right, this means that we have 7 of this. And then for this one, is in between 14 and 15, 14 and 16. So we have 15 here. This part here is 14. And then so on and so forth. This part here is 5. So in general, we have 7, 5 cents. And then we have, because we want to find a total value, so we're supposed to add all of them together. So we have 15 of the 10 cent. And then we have 14 of the 20 cent. And then we have 5 of the 50 cents. So if we actually add all of this thing together here, what do we get for each of them? So here, if you count, this is 0.35. So again, multiply in such a way, if for students who are new to decimals and will get confused, so always put the longer number on top. So even though 5 cents is like a small number, but it is longer in terms of the decimal, so we will put it on top and then we multiply. So it's more clearer. So we have 7 times 5, we get 35. So I put 5 here, I can carry my 3 over. 7 times 0 is equals to 0. 0 plus 3, we get 3 here. That's how I get 0.35. Then the other part here, we will actually get 150. For those that are more familiar with decimal place, you will know that if I have we have 115 times 0.1 times 0.10 cents, right? So here we will actually have the jumping of decimal, whereby our decimal used to be here, we can jump it to here. because of the decimal of 1 decimal place of the 10 cent. So we get 150 here. And then if you still cannot understand this part very well, right? So my suggestion is that you can also still do the longer way whereby you multiply by 15. It works this way as well. So the other part here, we will have 2.80. Again, we can do the above method by multiplying if you are not too familiar with the numbers yet. And then here, if you actually multiply, we'll get 250. So with all those numbers we have here, we should be adding them up. So for us to add them up, we will have 0.35 plus 1.50 plus 2.80 plus 2.50. So what we have here is basically equals to 7.15, because if you actually pair these two up, it's equals to $4. And then if I pair the $4 with this one up, I will have a total of 680. And then I plus 680 to 0.35, I will get 0 plus 5 equals to 5. 8 plus 3 equals to 11. So I add this on, 7.15. So my answer is $7.50, and it gave me the answer 3. So my answer is number 3. So for those that have problem with this question, I think most probably is because maybe didn't read the graph correctly, or there's like some careless mistake while doing calculation. Okay, I'm going to do 19, and then I will go on to the next most commonly make mistakes. So for 19 here, we have a pole that is twice as long as pole B. So pole A and pole B. So every time when they actually have like questions giving us information such as like got twice as much or equal amount, etc., I'll start from the sentence itself. So in this case, this sentence they tell us say got twice. So what I'll do is maybe I'll start with a model. So I have A equals to twice as much as B. So my model will be like this. And then they say B is 15 cm shorter than C. Not 15, 150 cm shorter than C. So basically, most students, the problem they will have is that they might make the mistake when they have the third person involved or the third party involved. In this case, is C. So I need to know that C, we are given two sets of information. So C, I need to know that C is longer than B. C longer than B, because they say B is shorter. And then C is shorter than A. So means I must draw C in between A and B. So this is the part that most students will actually make mistake from what I see from the question answer. So using the information that we just actually get here, what I want to do here is that I will need to find how to cut and how to indicate the number in, because we are given two number, which is 150 here and 124. For all our model, the number is the key for us to actually start. We need to find the number equals to how many unit in order to be able to start the question, and then we can find 1 unit, and then we can solve the question. So in this case, they say B is 150 shorter than C. So in another words, here should be my 150. And then they say C is 120 shorter than A. So means here to here should be my 124. Correct or not? So in another words, here, this whole part here, let me see if I can do my highlighting. So here, okay, I think my highlighting not working. So let me just draw with another color. So basically for here to this part here is equals to, if you see carefully, is actually here, right? To here. So let us draw it in a more accurate manner so that there's no confusion. So here to here is basically what we actually just realized, which is equals to our 1 unit. So 1 unit basically give us our 150 plus 124 is equals to 274 cm, which is equals to our 1 unit. So our question here asking for what is the length of B in cm. So B, every time we find 1 unit, right, my next step for all the question is that we look at what the question want first. So in this case, they want B, and then we will go back to our model and look at B. B, we know that B is equals to 1 unit. So basically we have our answer lah. So B is equals to 274 cm. So we gotten our answer already. So whereas for 19B, for here, it will be quite easy, right? Because they're asking for pole A now. So with 1 unit, we can definitely find everything that we need if we are careful enough. So pole A, when I look at my model here, my model here tell me say that pole A, it is, oops, okay. My pole A here is equals to this part. So pole A is here. So I need to find 2 units. 2 units is equals to 2 times 274. And then I will get my answer for pole A, which means I will get 8. And then I get 548 cm square. Okay, no square because this one is not area. This one is just the length. So that's our answer. I hope that you all get this question. So moving forward, I'm going to do the next question, which is 21. I think majority of the students actually have problem from 21, 22, and 23. So I'm going to pick some question here and there to go through, like generally the one that has more common mistakes. So for question 21, they say that it's a 4-digit odd number. So I need to do smaller. I think there's limited space here. So we have 4-digit odd number. So I know that here the last digit must be odd because it's an odd number. My digit in the 1,000 place, okay. My digit in the 1,000 place is the sum of the digit in the 10 and 1 place. Okay, 1,000 is equals to 10 plus 1 place. Okay. Then for 100 place is actually the largest possible number. 100 largest number. And then the 10 place is 3 less than my digit in 100 place. Okay, 10 place is 3 less than my digit in 100 place. What is the largest possible digit that I can be? Largest possible digit. If that is the case, if I want the largest possible digit, right, I think my largest possible 100 should be something around 9 because that's the largest possible number that I can have. So if my 100 place equals to 9, then my 10 place here will be equals to 3 lesser than 100. So 10 place will be equals to 3 lesser than 100, which I will get 6. So if that is the case, I should be able to find my 1 place and my 1,000 place. So we are doing a bit of try and error. So they say that the 1,000 place is equals to the 10 and 1 together, add together. And I need the 1,000 to be as big as possible. So what I would think that we can go as big as possible is that, so if this is like my 9, and then this is like my 6, and then our 10 and 1 add together must give me Okay, 10 and 1 must give me the number of 1,000. Okay. So odd number that it can be, that is the highest for odd ones. The highest possible that it can go is maybe 3. Because if I have 3 plus 6, it will give me my thousands place to be at 9 already. And it cannot go higher than 9. Because if it's higher than 9, then I'll have 10,000. Because the question did not say that it 4-digit odd number. Yeah, they didn't say that the number must be all different. So in that case, if the number need not be all different, we can actually find the number as per what we actually have here already, which means the number can be repeated. So we will have 9 here, and then my digit here can be 3. But then in cases, if let's say they did state that the number cannot repeat, then my current answer will be wrong because I have a repeated 9 for 10,000, for the thousands place and also for the 100 place. So the answer that I have here will be equal to 9963. Okay, so question 22 I think is quite easy, so I'm not doing 22 even though it's 4 marks. So I'll be doing 23 because it is a bit more tedious. So 23, William bought a home theater system. The system cost 1,702 more than the vacuum cleaner. So I'm going to start with drawing model again because as you can see here, there's a system, and then there's a vacuum cleaner, and then there's a massage chair. So it's a 3 thing compared together again. So means I'll have 3 sets of model. So I'll have three different model here. So I'll start with the system. System is equals to, I'll draw it slightly longer first because it's supposed to be longer than the vacuum cleaner. So vacuum cleaner, it should be more by 1702. And then this will be my vacuum cleaner. And then they say that, but it is 199 lesser than a massage chair. So in this case, please note that the question here, they are stating that here should be equal to lesser than the massage chair. So is the system lesser than the massage chair? For most students, they will think that it's the vacuum cleaner lesser than massage chair because I see that's the common problem that most of your answer actually show. So the system is 199 less than the massage chair. So means I will need to draw the massage chair longer by 199. So in another words, my 1 unit still stop here. I still have 102 here. And then there's a longer by 199 here, which I see most students fail to do this third one correctly. And that's why they cannot continue the question, or they cannot start the question correctly. Will I have enough money to buy the massage chair, which costs, now they are giving us, say that the massage chair here is equals to 2,780. So in another words, I can find my 1 unit here already because all these here are common units. So if I can find that, I will be able to find anything that I need to find, regardless it's vacuum cleaner or it's the system here. So my 1 unit is equals to actually 2,780 minus away 102 minus away 199. So if we actually do the step here, some student will actually prefer to add them out first because for P3 students, they prefer to actually do the step in such a way. It's also better because it will reduce the chance of making careless mistakes. So we have 0 here, we add 1 here, so we have 9, 1901, and then we can take 2780 minus 1901. So here is equals to 7. Here is 9, 7, 1, 17, and then 8. So we have 879 here. Then this is for 1 unit. How much money will he have left if he only buy the vacuum cleaner? So vacuum cleaner, basically we already find already. Vacuum cleaner is equals to this 1 unit, because if you look here, vacuum cleaner is equals to 1 unit. And then how much left? Okay. So if he buy massage chair, they never say how much he will left. So basically he used all his money to buy massage chair, which is 2,780. So left, if he use his money to buy vacuum cleaner, will be 2780 minus away 879. So this one, if you solve it out, your number here should be actually just 1901. I know this is like the step that most students actually do. Yeah, but if you actually look carefully, right, there's actually a shorter way to complete the question. So the question asking how much more money he will left if he only buy vacuum cleaner. So if you actually look at the vacuum cleaner here and you look at the massage chair, they're asking if they use this money to buy only vacuum cleaner, how much left? So actually the left can be straight away just here by just taking the 1702 plus 199, we will have 1901, and this is actually just the answer here already. If you can actually understand and realize that, then you might not need to do the extra step here and the extra here, because we already gotten our answer here earlier on. So I hope you all can understand, but if let's say you all don't see it, it's fine. You can do the longer way, but be systematic. So at least you can get the answer correct, even though it might take a bit longer. But if you can understand the shorter way, please do the shorter way. So I'm going to move on to question 26 and 28. Then maybe I will do 1 or 2 more of the questions that I think most students actually make mistakes. So here, the next question that we have is, we have this question here for question 26. Dimension say that Ai Wei has 5 times as many pencil as Bob. Chandra has twice as many pencil as Bob. Okay, so in this case, we have A, we have B, we have C, and we just realized that there's D as well. So this one is going to be 4 sets of model, so need to do carefully. So let's break down the question and do sentence per sentence, so it's not so confusing. So we can see that they gave us that Ai Wei is 5 times as much as Bob. So I'm going to start with drawing Ai Wei as 5 units first. So this is Ai Wei, and then Bob is going to be 1 unit. Chandra has twice as many pencil as Bob. So Chandra 3 times as much as Bob. So I'm going to draw Chandra 3 units. And then we have DV have 37 more than Chandra. Okay, so actually it's quite straightforward still, just that you have more model to draw lah. So you have 37 here. And then they say that given that DV, so DV is basically here, the red one, they say this whole part is equals to 79 pencil. So in another words means 3 units plus 37 equals to 79. We can find 3 units equals to 79 minus 37, which give us equals to 42. So 1 unit is basically 42 divided by 3, we get 14 here. How many pencil did Ai Wei have? So you can do long division if you are actually not very sure with your mental calculation and stuff, because I'm trying to save space here because I have limited space. You can do your side working on a separate paper. So after here we have like 14. Then we need to find how much Ai Wei actually have. So after 1 unit is very simple. Every time after you find 1 unit, go back to the question, read the question. the question here say how many units I will have. So I'm going to go back and then I see here that I will have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units. So I will need to find 5 units equals to how much, which is 14 times 5, and I will get 70 here. So this one done. So we're moving on to the next question, and then we will do 28 and 29. Let me see how many more questions we have here. So I will be going through some questions here and there. Hopefully that it will help for those students who didn't get it correct. For extra questions that you might actually have problem and then you want me to go through, you can ask during the class or you can send me before the class so that I will know that a particular kind of question I need to go through during class. So this question here for 28 is quite a common question because the question is actually for age. You always have an age question in every paper. So we have Chai Hong that is 7 years old. Mother is 6 times her age. Chai Hong mother is 4 years younger than her husband. How old is the age of Chai Hong father? So okay, this one is considered an easy question. So we have like Chai Hong equals to 7 years old. The mother is 6 times as old. So I can straight away find the mother by taking 6 times 7. And then we have 42 years old for mother. And then the father is going to be older than the mother, correct? Not older by 4 years old. So older by 4 years old, we have 42 plus 4 years old here. So we have 46 years old here. So this one actually quite easy. So I'm going to move on to 32. So 32 here we have a time question. The time question here they mention say that Mrs. Su does her homework from 10:25 a.m. to 12:10 p.m. on Monday. She took 15 minutes shorter to do the homework, the housework, and finish it at 12:15 p.m. on Thursday. What time did Mrs. Su start doing her homework on Thursday in 12-hour format? Okay, so what we need to do here is we need to start finding the first sentence first. So with the first sentence, what they give us is Monday, how much time she spent on doing her housework. So I need to find the actual amount of time she spent on Monday. So we're going to draw a timeline for Monday. So what we have is from 10:25 to 12:10 p.m. I know some students would like to write it in a way that we have 12:10 minus away 10.25 and then straight away have certain hour and then certain minute. So that one is actually not correct. It's not accepted when we mark problem sums. Our step we need to see is the timeline. So from here, let's say we go to the 11. So here is equals to 11. So here's 35 minutes. And then from 11 to 12:10, it can be 1 hour and 10 minutes. So we will have 1 hour and 10 minutes plus 35 minutes. Our answer here is 1 hour and 45 minutes spent on Monday. So the next questions here say is she take 15 minutes shorter to finish the housework on Thursday. So Thursday, the time she takes should be 1 hour and 40 minutes. Here we can just minus 15 minutes. And then we have 1 hour and 30 minutes to finish the housework. And then they say that she finished it at 12:15 on Thursday. What time she start her work on Thursday? So I'm going to work backwards in this case. I will be starting at 12:15 and then I need to work back to 1.5 hours earlier in order to find what time she start her work. So I'm going to go back 1 hour. Then here will be equals to 11:15. And then because it's a bit confusing for some students to actually imagine it back to 30 minutes straight away, I'll go back by 15 minutes here. So this is 15 minutes earlier. It will be 11 a.m. Then I go back and buy another 15 minutes here. So I will have 10:45 a.m. So my answer will actually be equals to this one here, which is the time that she start doing her housework on Thursday. So this is my answer. So I'm going to go to 36 here, which is a common question that a lot of people actually have problem. So we have 360 people attended Taekwondo classes at a community club. 58 people switched from Taekwondo to Aikido class. The number of people attending Taekwondo classes was 137, more than the number of people attending Aikido classes. How many people were attending Aikido classes as the community club at first? So what we need to start is we do sentence by sentence because like most students when they see so many words they were like, oh, they find it very difficult and then they want to give up. But then like never mind, let's start part by part and see what we have. So we have the total number of people attending the Taekwondo class, and then they tell us there's a change. So here is the change. And then the number of people attending the Aikido class was 137 more than number of people attending. Okay. So means after the switch, the Taekwondo class still have more than Aikido class. By how much? So the Taekwondo class actually still have 137 more than the Aikido class. This is after the switch. So means this is the after. So if you want to go back to before, right? How do we go back to before? Before means before this thing happened, which is the one that I'm thickening here, which is before the switch for 58 people switch from Taekwondo to Aikido class. So before, the Taekwondo class should have more by 58, and then my Aikido class here should be less by 58 here. So correct or not? So am I correct to say that at first the Taekwondo class is equals to this whole part here, which is equals to here to here, which is equals to 360 people. So how do I actually try to find? Okay, so this one is actually just a cut line in case some student think that it's 158. So am I correct to say this part, if I cut also, it will be another 58 and my 1 unit will be here. So for me to find my 1 unit, right, I will, after I find my 1 unit, then I can find whatever the question want here, because my only unknown part is this part here that we don't know how much is it, the one in black. So this is also my unknown part that I don't know how much is it. So I'm going to use my 360 here to start finding my 1 unit is equals to how much? 360 minus away 58 minus away 137 minus away 58 again. So I know it's very long step. So for students that you need to do side working. So I would suggest that you maybe can take 58 times 2 because there's 258 there. And then you get 116. And then we will take the 360 minus away 116. And then we need to minus away 137 as well. So I actually don't suggest you all to actually just do it in a stacked manner like this. So this one, maybe you all can add these two up first. In case that some student get confused. So we add this one up, we have 3, 13 here, then we have 5 here, so we have 2, 5, 3. So 360, then we minus 2, 5, 3 here, we have 7, because here we can cancel. So 0, here's 107 for that 1 unit there. The question now asking for is, after we find 1 unit forever, we need to know that after 5 units, our next thing to do is always to read back the question. The question asking how many people attending the Aikido class at first. So at first, still remember, Aikido class is basically just here, because the 58 was because of this one, the transfer of students from Taekwondo to Aikido. So please do not add your 58. If not, it will be wrong. So basically, Aikido class is straight away just going to be 1 unit, which is equals to 107. So we are done. So I'm going to move to 48. Wait, 42, sorry. So 42 is also a common mistake question. So common mistake question here, we have this part here equals to our square piece of paper. The side is 60 and 60 given by the question. And then what is the total perimeter of the 6 rectangle? Okay, if this is 60 and 60 and it's a square, right? So my next thing that I should know is all the sides are equal to 60. So I'm going to label this differently. So this will be my length. And then here, this part here will be my breadth. So am I correct to say that 3 breadth is equals to 60? Which means 1 breadth is equals to 60 divided by 3, which is equals to 20. And then the next thing that I have here is I have 2 length. 2 length is also equals to 60, which means 1 length will be equals to 30. Correct or not? So if I want to find the total perimeter of 6 rectangle, what I can start with is maybe I can find the perimeter of 1 rectangle first, correct or not? So 1 rectangle, I will have 2 length plus 2 breadth, correct? So 2 length will be 2 times 30 and then 2 times 60. What we have here is equals to 60 and then here is 120. Total here is 180 here. And then after we have our 180 here, this is for 1 rectangle, the total perimeter. So if I want to have the total perimeter for the 6 rectangle here, so what I need to do is, I write something wrong. So here we need to find 6 rectangle equals to 180 times 6. So 180 times 6. We will need to find into rectangle here. Okay, so we will actually have 60, 180. So we have for most students you will actually need to, okay, wait, I wrote something wrongly. Let me erase. So we need to do the step out like for most students that will have problem with mental summing in this. So we have 0 times 6 here, we have 0. 8 times 6 here, we get 48. And then we will have 1080 here. So 1080 is the answer that we should have here for the total parameter. I think for the answer key, there's an error for this question. It is not 600, it is 1080. So if there's any question, please let me know. So we are coming to the end of this part here. We have the next one that we are going to go through is we will be going through question 44, which I think most students also have problem with. So the question here, we have this part. They say Frederick paid 396 for 15 keychain holder and wallet. The cost of a keychain holder was $18, while the cost of the wallet is $32. How many more wallet than keychain did Frederick buy? Okay, for this kind of question, when you read the question, right, you realize that what we have so far from the question is we have the total cost, we have the individual cost, we have the total number of keychain and wallet, but we do not have the individual number of keychain and wallet. Question like this tell us say that we need to do guess and check. Yeah. Or we can also do assumption. Okay, I think most of you are more familiar with guess and check. I'll use guess and check and do this with you, and then assumption I'll go through in class. So for a start, for guess and check, what we need is we need to have like 6 columns. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So my first thing that I have here is my number of keychain, because limited space is going to be in short form. So the total cost of the keychain will be here. And then I will change color for the other one so that we don't get confused. So the other thing here we have is the number of wallet. So this is the dollar total amount of money for the wallet, and this is the total money. This is the correct or wrong checking part. So we are going to try, I'm going to start with trying with, let's say I have 5 keychains. So if we have 5 keychain, I should have 5 multiplied by 18, because per keychain is $18, so we have $90 here. So if that's the case, my wallet will be 10, because my total here is 15, note on that. So I will have 10, and then per keychain is equals to $32. I'm going to times $32. So if I times $32, I have 320. My total cost here is 320 plus 90, which I will have 410, means I'm wrong, because my total cost here must be 3960. So means I need to try a smaller number. I need to have a lesser cost. So if I want to have a lesser cost, what I need to do is I need to reduce the number of more expensive stuff. So in this case, my keychain is my wallet is the more expensive stuff. So means I will need to reduce the number of keychain. So to reduce the number of keychain, let's say if I go to 8 here for my number of keychain. So if I have 8, the number of keychain, so what I would suggest is maybe we can try an error on the side first. So we have here 8. Oh, I should have 9. If I have 9 for the keychain and for the wallet, and then I have 7 for my keychain. So we need to guess smartly, because normally guess and check should not do too many steps. You should do like 4 tries, etc. So maybe what we can try here is we can have so let's say if I have 6 here and then I try 9 here, because I think 8 will be a bit too big. My number is still not going to go down by a lot. So if we are trying that, what I have here is 6 times 18. So 6 times 18, I should have 108. Okay, if you need to do working, do it at the side, because I know for B3 student it's a bit impossible to mental sum this number. but I think you will need to do it at the side. I know guess and check is a bit hard, but it's a compulsory question that will definitely come out for your end of year exam, and then it's like always 4 marks. So we have like 3, 9. So we have like if we multiply by 9 here, we have 2, 8, 8. So if I have 288 here, I plus my 108, and indeed I get 396. So this one we guessed correctly already. So the question here, after we do our guess and check, don't forget to answer back to the question. So I need to see what the question wants. So the question here wants us to find how many more wallet than keychain holder. So wallet, we know we have 9. Keychain holder, we know we have 6. So there's one more step that you need to take 9 minus away 6. Then you get 3, which is equals to the answer. So in case you all make a mistake by just doing the guess and check and leave it as it is, right, you'll get minus off 1 mark for not showing this one, because that's not the final answer for just doing the guess and check. Okay, so we have 45 as our last question. So 45 here, we have the cost of a ring is 3 times as much as the watch. So cost of the ring is 3 times as much as the watch. So we have the ring 3 units, watch 1 unit. And then they say the ring is cost here to here 420. Find the total cost of the 2 items. Oh, this one is actually quite easy. So I believe most of you all should be able to know lah, because if I have 3 units equals to 1420, right? So we will straight away be able to find 1 unit, which is equals to 420 divided by 3. You get 140. If you do long division, you will also get 140. So the total cost of the 2 items, basically we need to find 4 units, which is 140 times 4. We get 560. So this is our answer. Please remember your units, because if not, you will get minus 1 mark as well. Thank you for listening to us today, and I hope you all learned how to do all these questions, and then I hope you all did well for your prelim, for your pre-assessment. So please replay on certain questions if you still have problem, and then if still cannot understand, then we'll go through in class. Thank you for today. Thank you for listening.